Hello, everybody. This presentation will be about the environmental issues of air pollution, including origins, severity, and solutions to air pollution.
Do you like wearing a mask every day? Because of COVID-19, which was unseen and nobody predicted, it was mandatory to wear masks to prevent the spread of this deadly disease.
However, not everyone suffered. Some people were immunocompromised, while some weren't as at risk. However, masks might still be in our future, not for COVID, though.
Air pollution is the contamination of air due to substances and particles released into the atmosphere, causing issues in the troposphere and other atmospheric layers. The two classifications of air pollution are particulate matter and toxic gases.
Particulate matter is defined as solid particles that are present in the air like soot, dust, mineral elements, and it ranges from PM1 having a diameter of 1 microcentimeter to PM10 having a diameter of 10 micrometers.
Toxic gases are gaseous elements that have added to the atmosphere through human activities and natural processes. These problems began to take flight during our Industrial Revolution, where factories would spew smog and soot into the air while releasing pollutants and chemicals directly into the atmosphere.
During the Industrial Revolution, we started burning fossil fuels such as coal, yet there was no research suggesting that this was causing harm to the environment. This graph depicts the records of sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere. As you can see, when the Industrial Revolution started in 1850, there was a very small amount of SO2.
In 1950, there was a spike in emissions, surging to 60 million tons. This was over doubled by 1980, where it reached 140 million tons. America made up 31 out of that 140 million tons in 1980. As discussed, air pollution consists of different toxic gases and matters that affect our environment, but can also affect our bodies and health. Air pollution will become the #1 cause of premature death, soon to outrank polluted water and sanitation. This will especially become a problem in highly populated cities. Infants are much more susceptible to particulate matter and toxic gases compared to adults.
All ranges of particulate matter will affect our bodies, including heart or cardiovascular disease, asthma, and many more. You can visit the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences website to figure out how air pollution could directly affect you, especially if you suffer from pre-existing health conditions. Now that we have reviewed how it affects our health, the more important questions is going to be, how is it going to affect the world as a whole? According to the Killing Curve, a daily record of global atmospheric carbon dioxide concentration maintained by Scripps Institution of Oceanography at UC San Diego, CO2 emissions will rise by 70%.
According to the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, all other greenhouse gas emissions will increase by at least 50%. We're expected to raise the global temperature by 3 to 6 degrees Celsius or 5.4 to 10.8 degrees Fahrenheit by 2050. This could cause many global catastrophes such as ice caps melting, frequent forest fires, droughts, and very irregular weather patterns globally.
Despite these fatal consequences, there is no reason to give up hope. Some ways to decrease your impact on air pollution can be
transportation. Fuel-dependent cars are a huge producer of toxic gases and particulate matter. What you drive, how often you drive, and your engine's maintenance are very important factors.
Conservation. Conserving energy is a key part of limiting our impact. This will decrease the demand for fossil fuels.
Education. Knowing which products that are safest and have least harmful chemicals are a huge way to help. Same with looking for Energy Star labels on home and office equipment.
Communication. Reach out to your politicians, local and federal levels, which we will discuss in our next slide.
Even if every individual took the steps to prevent further damaging our atmosphere, more needs to be done on a political and international level. Companies like Exxon and Shell need to be held accountable, as only 100 companies make up over 70% of greenhouse gas emissions. Governments need to pass laws to ensure companies like this are bettering their practices and limiting their emission rates.
During the Trump administration, the Clean Air Act and many other regulations were rolled back. We still need to do more action. We still have more action to do with laws and regulations at higher level of urgency from our politicians. To reach out to Virginian politicians or federal officials, we have listed their contact information on the next slide. If we don't get our act together soon, mass mandates could enforce everywhere for much longer than 2 years. Yet, these mass mandates would be the least of our consequences of air pollution.
Together with individual and political cooperation, we can decrease the chance of any of these consequences.